Here we go again with another incident of somebody putting up artwork, probably on public property, aka government property in the United States, and it being able to get newsworthy. This is a triangular structure made more than 1 by 4 by 9. It's not really a monolith in the sense of the movie. It has probably 3 sides, I'm guessing, and probably stainless steel, could be very finely polished aluminum. The object has been placed on public land. It is south of Gas Peak, not at Gas Peak. South. To locate it using aerial maps, they're called satellite views, but they're really just aerial photos. You'd need to look for, specifically, a change from dark, basically volcanic rock material, to light material as the majority of the area. It has an unknown size, but we're going to look at the second image in a minute. It has a shadow acting a little bit like a sundial. In fact, the triangle shape would be very indicative of such a thing. The mountain ranges in the background in these images, you can see, have enough dust in them that makes it pretty difficult to figure out exactly where they are in this image. In this image, it's not. Over here we see a set of minor peaks in the distance with a saddle in the middle. When we switch over, same thing here. Over here we see a distinctive flat and then an upturn matched here. Over here we see a rather normal boring curve here. Same normal boring curve that ends here in this Google Street View, otherwise known as a Google sphere or photosphere. Another little peak here. We see that here, and then we see this one over here looking almost like it's 2 little peaks connected, and that's this area here. We're looking in the direction, according to this map, that is somehow east. But it's not. We're going to go back a bit, but I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you see the station here. I want to point out that as we're looking here, we see in this image that was done in January, the coldest month of the year in the United States for many areas, that the sun is directly in front of us and we see shadows pouring towards us. That indicates we're looking south. Here's Gas Peak itself, and that is where we were standing. We were looking south. If we go to this one uphill, which doesn't have exactly the same timing, it's February, when we turn around, it correctly indicates we're looking south. That indicates strongly that this image is looking south from near Gas Peak. It's at least got similarities. We can notice, if we zoom in here a little bit, this stone, just a second, this stone outcropping here. We can see that in the distance as being this one. This image is of a lower quality. It was done in February, has slightly less dust storm bullcrap. But we don't see the buildings in the distance as easily as we would think we could from our Google Street View, aka Google Sphere or Photosphere. Things to look out for if you're trying to find its exact location. These are washouts and deltas and whatever they're called, geologic structures. You'd have to look for them, and they're only useful for doing a lineup. Number 2, this one is at a different angle. We're going to look at that real quick. You can see that the black or dark stone goes this way. Okay? And again, we're looking south. So this is an east-west band of dark stone. And it's obviously not really all that prominent depending on what angle. Here we see it here, and that means this is looking very likely west. From that, enough information is available for someone to find it. And I'm going to say something that may annoy people. This is a manufactured mystery. Obviously, these 2 photos, which appear to have been taken by the same photographer, the person knew exactly where they were and could easily take a GPS reading. The idea that you can't exactly locate something when you're standing there, probably using a cell phone, because it's a freaking selfie, very likely you were able to see this. You're able to get this information. This one here is taken at such an angle that it's looking back. This looks like a flat area, looking back here, sort of. So this is at a slight angle. That indicates strongly it's a triangular shape. and that other photo was taken from over to our right, and this photo here was taken from close up, probably from right here. In the foreground, we see the weeds right at our feet, so the person was standing approximately here taking a photo that we see here. The details here are useful up to a point. Most Google quote-unquote satellite views and Google Earth satellite views are really aerial photos. And because they're aerial photos, you will be able to get some of these details. The most telling information would be the two angles being able to be used to triangulate this location. Next, it's a manufactured mystery. Someone didn't give us the plain and simple GPSs. This location at Gas Peak, which is really a location directly behind all of this equipment, is going to be given in the video link. I'm going to use this one even though it's a lower quality image, or higher, depending on how you look at it. There's two of them, and both of them give different information. This is looking south. That's how the image was done. I'll give this, but my opinion, and this is an opinion, if we look at this background here, we see only a few things that are close enough and far enough away for us to gauge something. This thing here specifically gives me this lineup here. When we do that, and I'm doing this on the fly right now, let me zoom in as much as I can. Do we get any details? We get a little tinky peak in the foreground, okay? Well, are we getting that? Well, this is the lower quality image that has this zipper effect here. Not very good. Okay, let's look at this little swale here. Do we get it here? We don't get enough distinctive information here to be able to tell, but it appears that we should be south of this location where the antennas are, and maybe over there. We could be anywhere along here, but I can't tell exactly. When we look at this, we don't see straight lineups with the roads as easily. With this one, we see very straight lineups. If you go off axis of any of these roads even a little bit, you notice they disappear off to the sides. Only major thoroughfares are seen. I'm not seeing a major one in the background. So that tells me very little other than I'm going to have a hard time finding out where this is. We got a road here and another line here going towards that stone. And that's this stone over here. And as I said, this is the one with the defects in it, but at least it's pointing and says it's pointing to the right location. Again, going back, let's use this one here that gets it wrong by a major amount, but at least it has slightly clearer images. Let's see if we can see over by that stone. We see patches, because that's from 2021 and things have changed since then. So I don't know how to perfectly align it. So, to anybody super sleuthing and trying to find it, number one, the persons who took the photo know exactly where it is. Yes, and someone's going to make a meme out of it, of course. Number two, they should have provided that information. It wouldn't be a mystery otherwise. This is slow news day content. Okay, someone's probably going to be trying to sell these images. Next, I grabbed these off of CNN and this one off of New York Daily News. I'm sure there are more images. And it looks to be literally just a triangle artwork, just like the last several times we saw it. And if anybody wants to find it, they're going to need to use fairly recent, I guess aerial photos is best. Because we're not seeing any of this infrastructure or road systems out here, I'm betting more towards it being over here, maybe down here. And the thing is, you might see on Google Earth or even Google Maps exactly where it is, because it'll show up just like one of the other monoliths did years ago, being visible from quote-unquote satellite views. Again, these are aerial photos normally. So anyway, I'll leave the information about it, but it's south, and maybe, I'm going to guess at this point, kind of southwest of Gas Peak. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it. And again, this is a manufactured mystery. There was no need for it to be a mystery. Somebody could have simply told us exactly where it is. Even if they just told us the vague distance, that would help. Bye.